Good morning, everyone, and welcome with Trading with OC, only here in Piper Academy. Hopefully, you guys are doing fantastic. And I know yesterday we did a little bit of homework, getting a couple of stuff right in order, right? But today I want to start with, of course, you guys, because you guys are fantastic, and I know you're not in order, and you better don't be in order. Just kidding. But let me get it started with you guys because you guys are the most incredible audience ever in the planet. Let's get started with 2Dub. How is it going, 2Dub? Welcome, Alexandra G. How is it going, Alexandra? Great to have you. Crypto Champ, how is it going, my friend? Long time no see. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh, you cannot see him. Oh, he's transparent today. That's pretty cool. But he's here trying to play around with me. Oh, there it is. Oh, Cryptic Chance, how is it going, my friend? Welcome, username. How is it going, brother? My favorite friend in the whole planet. How is it going, bro? Welcome and thank you so much for stopping by. Here we also have J Violet in the house. We have also Jesus Save 77. What's up, bro? Welcome. And Mr. JR, my gaming buddy. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here tonight. And we'll take a look at what's going on in the market. Let's get started a little bit out of a date. But I got a question for you guys. How many showers do you guys take a day? Or is it only Saturdays? No. Such a random question. But I know, and this comes because here in Yucatan Peninsula, I mean, sometimes there's just so much hot in here. Maybe not as hot like maybe in Texas or something like that. But the thing is that here is just crazy humid. And sometimes we take, I don't know, maybe two showers a day or even 3 showers a day. I tend to take 1.5 in average, just to sometimes 2, maybe once, depending on the day, right? And when I do gym, I do 2. But let me know how many showers you take a day, and if it's only once a week. That's fantastic, still. You're preserving yourself. But all right, random question right there. Daily showers, people do that. JB, what's up, bro? Welcome. Great. Love your answers. You don't want to know because it all depends on what I do in a day. You don't want to know. Yeah, absolutely. 1 or 2. 3 yearly. Love it. Yeah. Saving water, man. Saving water. Respectable right there. You're my new hero. Love it. But I need to confess, every single time that I'm going to be taking a shower, unless it's very hot out there, man, it is really like, I'm still a little freaking kick, man. I go like, please, no, I don't want to take a shower. And then I just go like this and take the shower. But once I'm in the shower, I have fun. I put some training videos there. But love it. Thank you for sharing, guys. All right. So love it. Jesus said hello there. Hello out there. Let's go to the charts because we're not here to take a shower, but let's talk about, I don't know, crypto. That's what you guys are here for. Let's get it. All right. Let's see. Ready or not yet, lol. I was saying that the. All right. Perfect. Love it. All right. So let's get started a little bit on order in here. I know yesterday we took a little bit of time ordering stuff, right? Going through things. Gotta confess, I did not finish things up. I actually went out right after the show and I left it just yet. But I promise I'll work it out tonight. And well, other than that, all right, too much talking. LDO played out very nicely. Look at that. That was fantastic. Not only that, it was now then going back up today in the morning. If you guys recall the morning market report. And well then, I was looking for this area because of this liquidity right here to maybe start considering jumping back in, not only because of the liquidity, but also because we have a really old predictive range right there. In predictive ranges, this area has been playing on very nicely, especially bouncing off the price action there. All right, so we are in the promised land right now, right there. but we have, with the timing is not correct just now, right? So remember, I'm looking for that flip of the ribbon. We're still coming back down. Our volume matrix is still red. Something interesting, guys. Keep your eyes on the power bar, please. Remember, let's take a look at this. Let's check a look. I love that, man. Let's check a look. All right, so let's check a look here. Look at when your power bar start going whitish, right? Or start getting a little bit like burnout color, right? So there you go. So that is a bright red right there, or hot red here, and this is for me like a leading indicator. Like, for example, let's mark that right there. All right, let's go for another one. I think you know what I'm getting to, right? But if you're new around here, don't worry. I'm gonna be explaining that in a second. And for green, it is a little bit of that, dude, I don't want to call that out, that shit-ish color, right? But still, like, no, like, what is it? Forest green color. Let's call it like that, better, right? But bear in mind that this one also works. Like, this one also works, right? I actually need to update this. Maybe this is not on the dev's fault. This is maybe on my fault. I think I might have changed it myself. All right, but all right, bright spotting here like this or like that also counts. And let me show you, we are not counting, or we are not trying to hit the very top, but what it's actually telling you is that we already are giving the power out, right? That's why it's the power bar. What happens, let's just say, for example, if you have a RC airplane, hopefully you have had one. Dude, those things are freaking amazing. I never had the radio control one, but I did have the air hogs, right? That you inflate them, you pump air into it, and then you make the little thing spin, and then you just throw it away, right? Ooh, whoa, so much fun there. But right after the thing run out of air, right? If you run out of gas or run out of whatever, the thing keep going for a little bit. Why? Because it picks up speed, right? So it overshoot a little bit. The same thing in here. Retro Mike, what's up, my friend? Welcome. OC called this forest screen. I call it what is it? Trash green. Not following only there, but absolutely, let's go for that. I used to have a forest green camo SS sticker. Oh, really? Love it. Car was nice, but the color was terrible. I guess. Love it. So the same thing here, right? And I love this to play it out like that because it's giving me a warning, right? So the same thing happened right, let me just get rid of that. Perfect. Right here, look at my power bar, right? It's not the actual bottom, but then what I do is to look for the closest area for the bottom to play it out. So we run out of power, we overshoot because we have that built up momentum still, right? And then, well, we flip. So it's telling me, hey, buddy, you know what? It's time to start looking for that reversal. So that is a very important part that I want to show you guys a little bit of those tricks that I use to start looking, forcing the hand, right? Or forcing my hand to start going around those shorts and longs. And right here, we're coming back down. We already have some red power bar. We're not deep red. We're not light red, sorry, or bright red so far. But I mean, we can still be waiting for that. Something interesting here is look at your money flow, and I think I need to start locking things on place. Let me see if everything is locked. Thank you, honey. And it's time for me to take my medicine. This is my chill pill. No, just kidding. This is you know, for when things like hurts and you drink too much coffee. I don't know how that calls. But it's time for me to take some drugs. So that's why I trade so happily here. Of course not. All right, so here it is. Other than that, so what we got here, it is, or what we're looking for here. Let me just get, make sure that we have locked down a couple of things in here on their place. And I just don't see the locking stuff in here. And move it? No. So, all right, let's just think that it's locked in place. Whatever. Oh. And lock it. Oh, I see why I could not lock that one. All right, that's good enough. All right, so and I think that's it. Let's lock this one also, the previous price action also, just for a little bit. And I think that is about it. I think we can work with the rest of it. All right, so let me clear this up. And there we go. We have a cleaner thing here. So what I want to really show you, it is the action or reaction of money flow right now. All right, so money flow right now, it's kind of like a flattening out. It has stopped falling. All right, let's take a look at what had happened when we really fall or go below that line. So despite we, or in this case, we accelerated that move to the downside, right? So we got a more angle to it, if that makes sense, right? So we accelerated the drop down here. We went faster downwards. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example when we start flattening out. Again, we kept that slope going, right there, right here, kept that slope going, right? Kept that slope going. Not only that, we flat out and increase the slope. All right, so let's see. And I think it's going to take forever. Keep like that slope going. So the point is that when we are flattening out, we are stopping or we're keeping the same rate of money injection into the asset, which means stable movement, which means most likely ranging depending on what we're looking into. All right, so right now we're just flat. Of course, at any minute we can increase the rate of dropping, but so far we are flat. All right, so the injection of money has stopped running out of the asset. Not only that, we are bearish, so we could be looking into, all right, if this is ranging and this is dropping and the range is pulling the drop slightly up, well, that is not that it cancels each other, but we could be looking for a slightly tilted downwards range, all right? So not really a drop like that, but still slightly tilted downwards range to the right so far. So let's take a look at how is that playing out. So as you can see, yes, we're coming back down. We have that money flow slope being cut out. So what I believe is that we might be having that slightly, like range coming back down into dynamic reactor. I think this is good. I think this is very, very good, because if the dynamic reactor we know is there, that is a high volume zone. But if the price action, it's weak at its movement downwards, so it's steady going downwards, all right, I think the chances for us to hit that area and bounce from it, that really increases the chances for us to bounce with strength, right? So that is what we like to see, right? And let's actually go and take a look at a couple of things or how we played out there. So right here we were steadily going downwards, still we broke below, but we also kept dropping on money flow. All right, so we knew that was coming back down and then up. So the actual drop wasn't that serious. All right, so something interesting that I don't like to see, for example, in here, is like we have, look at the size of the candles, how they start going from small to increase their size, and then we have a big body, all right, quote unquote big body, because we know that this is another bigger body, but based into the surroundings, all right, based on its surroundings, this is a big body breakthrough. Not only that, we have a reaffirmation, right, or this is reaffirming that we have broken through. So again, it wasn't that bad, but it was way worse than the last drop. All right. So the point is that what I'm looking for, it is that, there we go. I think this is something like what is going to be happening here. Look at that. We're slightly coming back down. All right. Money flow, this one is still coming back down, but it was prolonged. So as we come closer, look at that, vanilla breakout. Yeah, big body breakout, still a little bit below. And well, then a little bit of a range, but then ultimately at the end of the range, we break up, right? So that is what I would be expecting if Bitcoin comes back around, all right? So this is going to be in tandem. I mean, we're going to be looking at LDO, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, and we're going to be taking a look also at ARB, all right? So far, entry, not taken just yet, right? All of that to tell you, I haven't taken the trade. All right, so I tried to make it a little bit more educational, and also I'm such a nerd. So just to tell you that I have not yet taken the trade, right? And it's important for me to mention it because I just dropped that today in the morning. Or no, it wasn't yesterday. Don't quite remember. Today morning or yesterday, and we started hitting that alert today at 10:30 a.m. So yeah, it was yesterday night. So just so you know, the area it's still okay, right? The timing still not okay. I still want to see a little bit more drop down. Let's turn on my indicators to see what's gonna be the next support. So let's unlock this, all right? And let's take a look at where is it. So here's another support. Here's another support. Here's my dynamic reactor. Let's see if there is something else. So for example, right there, let's just do it like that. Turn this one off. Let's see where is our quantum reactor. And quantum reactor is not in here. I don't know why. Maybe it's just too far away. Let's take a look at what else. Oh, look, another support, another support, two supports right there. And resistance, well, we're hovering around that one. Let's mark the next one here. Oops, the same one. Something around here and another one around there. All right, so what else we have? Oh, big order block. Still soft, all right, but soft order block. Still bullish. So I think the area is getting revealed. There is something that could happen like right at the end of the show. And I've seen that like regularly. I usually call for 10 p.m. MST to start looking for those movements. Remember I told you somewhere around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12, so midnight, we could be seeing some entries, right? But lately I've been seeing those entries being, or that movement slightly being before somewhere around 8, 9 p.m. MST. So just be a little bit wary there, and we have Duality. See, what's up, brother? Welcome. You just missed out on all of the taking showers conversation, man. So Duality, you need to watch the replay just for that part. Cheers, buddy. Welcome. Just a little bit of water, by the way. All right. So, I want to show you something, by the way. See this? Oh, let me see. Can I put it in front of me? Yep. This is an ace. This is what we gave on my wedding as a little gift. It was a very, very small, what is it called? Legal wedding. And we gave those to open up your bottle of beer. I found it right here and I was, hey, I love those things. I want to show them around. All right, so coming through or moving forward, let's just get rid of everything here. Let's see VRVP, how's it going? Well, there is a little deep in here, such a big area, it's not really, but when we start seeing things playing out, or like really playing out, I would say it's somewhere around here, and there. All right, so I think that is good enough. Let me see just my my FIVP, and my FIVP is telling me that we could be coming back downwards. All right, so far so good. Let me just get rid of my oscillators in here. We already know that we're looking for that flip of the ribbon, so nothing new in there. All right, and of course, let me get rid of this so far. So far, where are my entry zones? Well, try not to ignore these lines to my right. Right, I think the major thing, or the major support area, is not only because of the Fibonacci here concentrating first off somewhere around here. And why is that? We have the order block, all right. We have this area right here. What I don't really remember what was that. Another here, all right. And we have a little bit of a valley here. Let me see if I can move it to my right. There we go. And then the next important thing, let me see if I can do this again. The next important thing will be right around where the dynamic reactor is going to be. So somewhere around this area, which means we can have some wicking action going through it. So I'm going to be looking for that support. And what I'm going to be going for, it is an alert slightly above my, my order block. I still want to see how that order block reacts, all right? And then I'm gonna go right here slightly above my dynamic reactor. Here it is. And that will be it. There is a little caveat here that I don't know if I finished explaining, which was, did I mess it up? I think so. All right. whatever. Let's just get rid of it. Which was, let's bring up our order blocks. Where are you, order blocks? There it is. Look at the order block up here, all right? And look at your FIVP in this order block, all right? We can still come back down there and out of nothing do something like that, all right? Or today, at the next 2 more candles, all right, we can start reversing into the soft order block to create a lower high to then visit dynamic reactor and leave some time for our soft order block to really gain some mass. All right. So there's 2 points in here. We can go up or we can go down. I mean, of course, there's no other way around. But the point is the areas where we're gonna be going up. So if we go up, I'm gonna set an alert at here. So I'm not gonna be trading it from where is it right now. It's just basically at the center, the epicenter of the move. So it's 50-50. And then if it goes down, I'm gonna be aiming, there we go, slightly above that order block. Perfect. So I think that we're in sync right now, all right? So if we go lower, there we go. That's gonna be my long position. Somewhere around here. I'm gonna be aiming below. And then if it goes up, I'm gonna be looking for a short position somewhere around that area, all right? So something like this is what I'm thinking. All right, so that is for LDO. A couple of other stuff. Ethereum short, a very nice shorty here that we were looking into. Remember, and also let's go to ARB. I know I've talked about this once. Oh, it wasn't ARB, it was ENA. Here it is. All right, remember the ENA short. All right, if you guys missed today's morning market report, something happened is that we moved. We finally freaking moved. All right, so let me see if I can bring up my YouTube here from yesterday. I want to pick up from where we left because it actually played out like a champ. It was full of stress for me. I was, you saw that yesterday, like we were into like, all right, if this thing doesn't move from now, well, we need to do something about it. All right, I got it here. I think it was somewhere around here. This is Bitcoin. Oh, by the way, we're gonna touch on Bitcoin BOS trade. We got stopped out. All right, so, but that's fine. All right, here it is. Here is the thing. Let me see if I have the captions. Go, but you're not right now so far. Okay, here it is. We're almost at the bottom. Also talking about our oscillator right there. Let me take out the captions. We were almost at the bottom. The thing was not moving, all right? ENA. And we were, well, the clock was ticking, the time was running out. So what we needed to do, it is, all right, what if this thing starts just moving up here? So in that case, we're gonna be going for a BOS trade, break of structure trade. So breaking the structure, coming in just like we did in Bitcoin, and then longing whatever it was playing out. The other stuff, and I mentioned, hey, I'm gonna keep this live, right? We still need to keep. There we go. That is the BOS trade, by the way, on Bitcoin, and the same thing that we were planning to do here. But and I also remember I mentioned, all right, we might not be having this last part in here, all right, this last part in here, but whatever move, I will be good to go. So what happened, it is that, there we go, that was the little move that I was expecting, maybe just to close on profits. But the thing is that, look at our alert right there. In one single candle, there we go, boom, went straight to our taking profits. Perfect. That played out perfectly. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Hey, LBC in the house. What's up, brother? What's going on? Not much, just trading charts, my friend. Welcome. All right. So we're still coming forward. We're still going forward to the downside here. We hit our first TP, and well, we hit the secondary TP. We were going back up, almost at entry point. So that was also a call out short. And well, that was a fantastic short. It played out at the very end right there. As the clock was ticking out, right? So far, look at the candles. Right now, they're not tiny candles, but they're pretty small candles, all right? Let me clear this up. Second. Oh, my bad. All right, so the point is that right here, we start having some smaller candles. Our FIBP is telling us that we could be going to dynamic reactor, all right? On dynamic reactor, we have 2 order blocks and our target. What else? We have anything out of importance right there? Yes, we do. Right now, we're in a support support resistance, right? And we have this trend line. So the first thing I'm going to be looking for, it is what's going to happen right here. If I start bouncing, I will be looking for the POC right here and over this area for a possible retracement. If I keep going downwards, right here, I'm going to be looking for my reversal range, my reversal entry, all right? So that's going to be my long positioning here, somewhere around there, giving myself that wiggle room and aiming not that far up, somewhere where that liquidity is residing, all right? So it resides. So that will be the setup. I'm going to be adding an alert in here, first somewhere around here, and secondary somewhere around there. So are we going to still trade INA? Abso-freaking-doodly. It's just been giving and giving and giving, just like LDO, all right? Let's take a look at Toncoin, because Toncoin, guys, we had it like that alert ringed on me, and we had previously our area of entry right there, all right? Let's take a look at Toncoin. It actually played out, where was it? Right here. Something important, trade, node, take. All right, so far, so good, that's fine. Sometimes that happens, we cannot catch them all, but that's all right. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna be going for is exactly the same thing. We were looking for this big triangle. And what is it going to be? Well, right here, let's actually articulate, or let's fix this trend line that we have from here to there, and I think why not, let's grab it right there, slightly below, like that. All right, let's lock it in place, and that is going to be it, nothing else. At this point, we're going to be going for another possible hit. Let's start bringing up our indicators. Do we have some supports? Yes, our next area of support is going to be right there, right here, and finally to start looking for our area of entry. All right, so at this point, we might be losing our support. We might be going into right here a broadening wedge. I would hate that broadening wedge, but still, our first confluence point is going to be where we already have our alert. Our next entry would be for the long right there, as we then go for a short. All right, so we're getting prepared. We still have, look at that, no tiny candles right there. We can have a couple of tiny candles, but I don't think that that's going to happen. If it does happen, you've been warned. Take a look at that, because that tends to play it out. All right, so we are right here on a possible area. That's why, on the possible area of reaction, that's why we have an alert right there. Once the alert starts ringing, we need to come back and check that out. All right, so if we are able to bounce in here or have that same pattern in here, all right, same pattern like this one, same pattern like this one, if we have that same pattern, then we long. All right, let's take a look at the rest of our oscillators. We have Fabian Piper in the house. How's it going, Piper? Welcome, welcome. Oh, some bad retail data tomorrow. We're getting XXX in the house. Oh man. Oh, if that is the case, because I was not looking at the data for tomorrow, to be honest. But you did call that out, actually. So you know what? I need to factor that in, because if that is going to play it out, well, we're going to be looking for other areas of reentry. All right, so guys, let's start aiming some lower here. So let's go and take a look at a couple of things that haven't moved, like bread, I believe. Let's take a look at ADA. Sorry, AVAX. All right, AVAX. There we go. Oh, here it is. All right, we have a trend line here. Our oscillator in AVAX is breaking. We should have entered right here on this kind. In fact, would have been right there. So not really a good entry. Well, tiny candle. Next candles, yeah, we could have entered, but still, let's not force this. We still can coming down here. So let me add a couple of resistances. So the first thing I'm looking at it is that we have basically a confirmation candle. All right, we don't have to leap on the ribbon, but the thing is just bouncing. So let's go for somewhere around our previous resistance in here and in here. All right, right there into the resistance. Let's see if we have some order blocks in there. Not really, but we do have a, there we go, a smart money entry right there. Perfect. Also, we have a predictive range in here, and we have order blocks. There we go. That's what I was looking for. A magnetic area, a magnetic order block playing around there. I would like to call for long, but I don't know. Things are not looking great into the markets, but why not? We did great yesterday, especially when that LDO trade. Let's go for our first long here. My stop loss might need to be a little bit higher or extended of what I was expecting here. And let's go, why not, at the bottom of that range. This is going to be a very dangerous trade, so we need to be careful about this. All right, let's go and add it right here with this thing. Very well, dangerous trade. All right, dangerous trading here. And our stop loss should be, and please don't move out of the way too fast for me. There you go, 267, entry somewhere around 288, aiming somewhere around here for TP number 1. All right, this is gonna be a 1. That looks like 1 quarter position. All right, so all right, I was just reading you guys here. All right, so 1 quarter of a position. I think this could be balance things out. We can still have that little dead cat bounce like this. All right, and fall back below. But what is giving me a little bit of hope here, it is the big support that we are on the money flow POC. That is a good area of resistance, of support, and we have a confirmation candle. So based on my strategy, I should be jumping into that trade. All right, we already have an alert if it's this moving upwards into the previous area, TP number 1, TP number 2, and then of course we need to set up a stop loss zone right there. Perfect. So far so good. Let's go ahead and do a little top-down analysis on the coins that we have already. Let's go for Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin, let's bring this up. We did we got it right here. Come on. A last-minute break of structured trade. All right. Despite the stop down wasn't really big of a deal. Here it is, a break of structure here. First body candle in the green, move stop to entry. Well, it did lead us to buy the top, all right? And that is the danger of doing the BLS, right? The break of structured trade. Because when you're longing the break of structure, all right, what happens, it is that you could be buying the top. What gives that this thing by creating an all-time high doesn't retrace on you, creating that pattern right here, right? Like a blow off top. So it did happen. That's why we have a stop loss in here. And well, then at that point, it went all the way down to support, all right? Support for Bitcoin. I would love to long it in here. Very dangerous trade, all right? We also call this area right here. You should be already on profits. I would love to keep this long open, and we're gonna be doing just that. All right, so if you haven't longed this, Be a little patient in here. I did call out for a possible retracement, so we should be already into that trade from the morning. But I still think that you may have a chance. There is a little thing here. If you have not yet entered, and this is also a 1/4 of a position, all right? So if you have not yet entered, I could suggest maybe aiming a little bit lower. I believe that because we are below the 0 line right here, and because we have no strength, and right now we're losing this area right here, we're losing the strength. Well then, let's take a look at also our RSI. We are not there yet with our tiny candles. We have a smaller candle, yeah. Are we on reversal zones? Yes. But look at that, the next candle could be a tiny candle, and we could have one more last retouch right there with a big wick. All right, so I would recommend, if you have not yet entered, well, take a look at these areas right here. Let me mark them out for you. All right, 117. And again, be very, very careful with this trade. We can still go even lower. Taking a look at this trend line. So let's also add an alert to this trend line. Let's create. Let's add our stop loss. So we already have one stop loss from yesterday. And let's add our target taken right here. All right, so far so good. So I'm aiming for long on Bitcoin. Guys, those are, just so you know, those are low confidence trades. That's why we're going for that 1/4 of a position. I mean, not everything is out there, but the confluence right here on the charts are just so big that I need to listen at what the story they're telling me. All right, so yeah, I think giving it a try, we have quote unquote nothing to lose, right? As long as we manage our setups there. All right, right now on Ethereum, I think it's time to start cutting out that trade. I think that we can still going lower, but if Bitcoin is going to be moving to the upside, I believe that we could be going for another long. So far, I'm not going to be trading this anymore. I'm going to be taking some more profits and then letting it ride. All right, that's it. But other than that, I'm going to be aiming right here for this bottom party here. You know what? This is a prepare swap contract. That's why I never find my stuff in there. All right. Ethereum, here it is. All right, this is the one. Let's go and check that out. Where is this Ethereum, man? Come on. ETH. How can I bring this up? It's such a noob right now. You gotta be kidding me. All right, so it's Binance US 4 hours. So Binance USDT. Really? Here it is, freaking finally. How did I miss that? All right, perfect. So let me just get rid of this garbage. All right, perfect. So right there, we're going to be just keeping an eye on how is it developing. We already have an alert right here for it to play it out. Of course, another alert right here for it to play it out. So far, that's going to be the game, just leaving it right. If we go all the way down here, I'm going to be looking for that flip of the ribbon. Maybe a very small reaction like this. And we could be looking for then a change of phase for the worst case scenario. So far, so good with this, with Ethereum. Let's go and check out XRP, because look at that, XRP did not hit the alert and it actually moved to its moved very, very nicely right there. All right, so far We already have hit. Look at that, man. I don't know. I'm telling you, XRP, it doesn't want to play with me. Look at that. Right to that area. But that's all right. Let's just leave it as is for now. We could be looking for a rejection. If we reject, perfect. We're going to be going there. But if we go up, I want to take a look at this loud order block right here. All right, somewhere. Come on, right there. Just to signify that order block. We already have, look at that, a possible reversal. Seems like we are about to have a flip of the ribbon. So we could be going for a little bit high in here. Maybe create that lower high. Still remains to be seen. Yes, tomorrow we're going to be having some bad data. So we'll see how that handles it. So talking about bad data, let's take a look at something that can really go to the downside. All right, which could be Dogecoin. All right, let's add this trend line that we have in here. You know what? Let's clean this up. Too much noise, too much spaghetti. Let's just bring this trend line up in here. We are on support. We don't have tiny candles, very close to that support. Let's go for this alert right there. And we already have taken some trades, so we're gonna be maybe waiting for tomorrow to do something like that. And then let's of course lock this and add an alert. So there we go. We're setting ourselves for tomorrow. TRX has a nice reversal, and TRX. All right, I think this will actually play it out very nicely. We have a strong trend line here. I'm seeing the best way to draw it. There it is. So let's bring up our indicators. Support, bouncing off that support. We're pretty bullish. We still have another support. Let's add an alert right here in case we come back down to that area. But I'm looking at this zone. So let's also lock this, add a alert in here. And finally, double down with a secondary alert. All right. Why am I adding that many alerts? I want to get, I'm going to track TRX. I think TRX, look at that, can behave very nicely. That smooth volatility. Look at how smooth this is. Look at how smooth this is. Look at how smooth this is, right? And it touches the resistance and comes back down. Touches the support, it comes back up. I mean, this is smooth like butter. So, yeah. I think that we could still benefit for that uptrending move. I'm not saying that we're going to keep going to Valhalla, but I believe that we could be getting a very nice trade. Just like in here, we could be going like that, or better yet, coming in here and then continuing our path to the upside. We still need to give it some time, but we have created our alerts, right? This alert, it's going to be going out for now. Not much of a use for me, but there it is. All right. Hey, Dachi, how's it going, brother? Welcome. All right, guys. Love it. All right, guys. So for now, I think that is going to be it. We have a couple of trade setups in here. I don't want to give you too many trade setups because I don't want you guys to start allocating a lot of money. Tomorrow is going to be the day. Pick your coin, look out for those areas of retracement, set up your alerts, and keep an eye. First night today, somewhere around 10, I would say 8 to 10 p.m. MST. So 1 hour from now, and from 1 to 2 hours from now, I think we could be having a little bit more of a revealing pattern before we go into the night. And then tomorrow, we'll see how that data plays out. So be careful out there, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.